comments? No? Yeah, you like digital wallets? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't like it that much, but I understand the purpose of the digital wallet. That's going to change the world. That's going to change, but that's going to change as soon as something gets exposed, and the whole discussion is going to change. But yeah, what I'm interested in is FIDO, and FIDO is obviously identification by different standards than just typing in your password. So this can be a fingerprint or any kind of other system, but how do you do that with AI? Right, so there comes new regulation about how to do that. Biometrics and further. Yeah, this was something to get used to, I think. I think every airliner now or every airport uses some kind of authentication system based on biometrics. It's becoming way better. Even you scan your own passport right now, and it has automation systems in that. And yeah, you really see that to make that integration seamless, it involves a lot of logic behind the scenes that not a lot of people recognize and respect, I think, because it's pretty tough doing that. And that will move further, I think, in the future. So yeah, these are the legislations. I'm currently working on the OATS program. Maybe not used to it. It's Uniforme Bronsleiting in Dutch, but it's about a European system, and it really is about how can we make sure that the legislation over all the unit states in Europe is the same. So, for instance, if I go to Sweden and I want to move to Sweden, the process that they go through in Sweden to actually find a house and find a is different. In every country in the European Union is different, and they want to streamline that process, right? So, and that's actually what I'm currently working on with the Dutch government. So, digital identity, talked about a little bit, and the law. I have to speed it up a little bit. Now let's talk about the thrills, about AI. I think AI right now, as we leverage it in our company, it has everything to do with real-time detection. So what's happening outside the box? How many people are using your API? But also, what are the abnormalities in AI traffic, in API traffic? So you see spikes during the day. Hey, that's strange. I see a lot of calls coming in from specific parts. What we used to have is 5 people watching screens, right? We have 5 developers watching the screen the whole time, just seeing if they see spikes and stuff. Now the AI just basically just aggregates it, and you only have 1 person looking at screens. That's the difference. So we're phasing out each other a little bit. That's the maybe the danger part that we're phasing ourselves out. But yeah, AI way better in pattern recognition than any human ever can be. Right? We can pull way more data in than we can ever see to understand. And then you can have dynamic responses. So the AI has no emotion, has no chaos, has no panic. Sometimes people in panic mode, yeah, the AI always handles it the same way as it's supposed to. So those are the excitements. But there are also dark rides. You have AI attacks inadvertently or not inadvertently. So I was stupid enough, I code a little bit myself, and I was stupid enough to build something that looped over websites to web scrape a lot. And I actually got a call from Google saying you don't respect our robots.txt, so you better stop that, right? So inadvertently or advertently, you see all these APIs just soaking up all this data. And even if it's public, it might be not intended for that purpose. And that comes into a security paradox. Because on one side, you want to leverage AI, but on the other side, it can be a great danger to you. Yeah, if you've ever been to a theme park, you'll understand that there's always a traffic tsunami, right? If you've ever been to Efteling or ever been to Disneyland. security checkpoints. They have 12 checkpoints open, and then you have one lane going into the main stage, right? So you can have all these API gateways in the front. You have all these load balancers, but if you only have one database behind it, yeah, then the whole system basically fails. Yeah, and what you see right now is because the system, and I talked about multiple hubs already through APIs, is if one system fails, another system fails, another system fails, another system fails. And that's what's becoming more scary and scary, I think, because it's all connected to each other right now. Yeah, my first scare already talked to you about public data. I'm going to take you a little bit into the future. How many people here are developers or actually work with APIs, build APIs? Show of hands. Yeah. Have you all shifted left already in API development and security? Are you taking into account these security standards that I've been talking about? Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. The rest, no, not so much. Right? Actually, where we see the most shift happening is in our development teams when we started the shift left movement. We all know we don't like to document stuff, we don't like to do security stuff, but in the end, it really helps. We use AI for that, just to check our own code, basically. That's what we do. And we starting to go a little bit back into history. We're starting to do more schema validations and validations of data, actually, because we get a lot of garbage. We work with all the municipalities, and by closing the gates and saying that you're not using the right schema or you're not using the proper callbacks or whatever, we just ban you basically from using our services. So that's actually an old technique that's coming back in AI. We can really stop AI pretty fast. Yeah, I have one more minute. Perfect. The future ride. My perfect ride of the future probably is a balance between AI. There is no future or best ride. I think we have to know that AI is here and know that it can be great use, but we have to really understand where we could put it to good use instead of fearing it and stuff like that. It needs legislation, obviously, and a lot of the Dutch municipalities also are working on that legislation. And just join the ride. That's basically the message today. Any more questions for me?
Questions? We have time for one or two questions.